you've been enjoying our showcase. This is the East by Southeast Poetry Showcase on Channel Austin, where you, the viewers, can make your own TV. We are making our own TV with poetry. And here I have the Texas Outlaw, Jeff Calloway. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you. It's good to be back again. This is my second year, so I'm excited.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're back too. I was noticing you have a guitar pick on your neck and it says poet on it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, a friend of mine made this for me. She was on earlier, Donna Jean. She makes all kinds of earrings and stuff.
Yeah, she was very, very creative. Yeah. And then you also wanted to represent your Texas flag, so
Right.
give a minute for representation in the background. So why do they call you the Texas Outlaw?
I'm really patriotic about my state and its history, and I grew up and was raised in Texas, and so I'm proud about my state, and I've also in my younger years been sort of an outlaw, and so people around here in Austin, when I began reading here in Austin, Austin's really where I came out into the poetry scene. It inspired me a lot, and so basically everybody started calling me the Texas Outlaw Poet, and it just kind of stuck. So.
Now, you weren't born in Austin, but
No.
what part of Texas are you born?
Cedar Creek Lake, everybody.
I'm not really quite sure where that is in Texas.
It's
East Texas?
There's a gun barrel city it's Henderson County. It's halfway between Dallas and Tyler.
Right.
It's a really pretty lake, lots of fishing. People from Dallas kind of have lake homes there for the weekends and stuff. It's really nice.
What made you mosey out yonder?
To Austin?
Yeah.
I've got a lot of friends here. Friend of mine, John Paxson, graduated from UT here. We started a publishing company. And so we print up chapbooks and stuff. We got a website. It's www.texasoutlaw.press.com. And get in touch with John Paxton, and he gets chapbooks or books, whatever you want from my catalog. So.
Have you published anything under y'all's publishing company?
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
we've published, and we've even done a couple of other poets locally here in Austin. But I've actually done 2 full lengths and 5 chapbooks so far.
That's awesome. Which one did you bring?
This I'm going to be reading from Party Fouls and Other Atrocities.
So what type of poems would you say that you do or you will be doing?
Well, a lot of my stuff has to do with a bunch of mistakes that I've made in my past, and just wild and crazy life growing up here in Texas, and I really hope that it kind of wakes people up, maybe will help them not make the same mistakes I've made,
I hope so too.
That's what I hope.
Well, we're going to give you opportunity to do that.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Okay, this first poem I've actually never read before, and I wrote it for the showcase. It's called Dear Reader. Dear Reader, it'd be so much sweeter to me if you'd be a believer, a rhyme receiver, a grammar greeter, and even a bringer of listeners to poetry readings. To make my soul smile, to make my spirit sneeze, I need someone who really listens to these lines of poetry that I bleed. For that is what I long, for that is what I need, for that would be a friend to me in need. Indeed, a dreamer. Cheer up, sleepy dreamer, like a leaping lemur, I'd be a sailor of somnolent seas. As freely you read free, my lines by design have come clean and come wild. And I've traveled many miles to live in exile and be reviled for only to speak. Here now to thee, so lay a good ear on me and please, dear reader, read on. Read loudly, read longingly, read long. All these, my sadly, sweetly unsung, ever so softly, suffer unto me. Songs that vow to never say so long, but only to say that it feels so good to be alive here today and to laugh and to love and to be in love with you and you only. To say, hey, I'm also lonely. So would you like to please come out with me, join me tonight, and watch the world light up like a light into long longer as the both of us hunger for the butt-naked lunch. Okay, now I'm going to do a couple of staples from my early Austin era, some that have really gotten some good responses here in Austin, so I'm going to go through these. The first one's called Rode Hard and Put Up Wet. I've been rode hard and put up wet a many a night, by dirty gin martinis, by fine moonshine, by the crucifix, neon signs of the Bible Belt of East Texas, where the liquor is always thicker in one of those wet counties, and it always seems to find me quicker over on the other side of the tracks. But back to what I was saying, I've been rode hard and put up wet a many a night. I've seen the likes of mystics, madmen, 6 naked men on bikes in downtown San Francisco. I've seen the likes of speed freaks, succubus angels, creeping like snakes inside my beer bottles, listening to Radiohead, reggae, redneck romantics who had also been rode hard and put up wet. I've written poems which I put away until now, and poems I put to you today. I've seen the rain from a train, from a Greyhound window, from a plane. I've seen the night inked in a blanket of fog, and I've sat and admired the moon from a hollow log. I've rolled my bones and joints through cellar doors, through the Celis Brewery, through the celestial stars over California beaches. I love to eat the sweetest little peaches. I've read at Big Sur. I've loved English teachers. I love the sea. I love this poem that rages in me. I've combed the seashores. I've slept on floors. I've been locked behind bars, and I've been free. I've been in a horrible, mad, raging sea. I've slept under trees. I've watched evil TVs. I've seen the sunrise, the sunset, and all of these wonderful people I've met who are also rode hard and put up wet. I've been drunk and just went to bed. I've been underfed. I've had sex drenched in sweat and I've bled. I've thought for sure that I was dead. I've thought for sure the sun would not rise again, and I've made friends and I've made love. I've cried and prayed to the Lord up above. I've felt and held in the beds of my lovers endless nights of soft flesh wrapped in covers under Texas skies, beside cheerleaders' thighs in smoky rooms, the scent of northern lights. And I've made love on through the night and into the day. But what I really wanted to say was, I've been rode hard and put up wet a many a night. Okay. This poem is about my favorite bar in Austin, Texas. It's called The Hole in the Wall. Dollar drafts on Monday night at the hole in the wall after falling light. After I read my poetry at the hideout, I head out through drunken Austin streets to drink at my home away from home and chase around the girls for desserts to which I'm known. I've grown to love the taste and to make it my own. In a sea of cigarette butts and lipstick lies which link me to junkies, jukeboxes, Jessica's thighs, I'm welcome in this house of social disorder and neon signs, dyed black hair, milky white thighs, alcoholic fantasies disguise the shine of dollar pints and wanton, sinful eyes. The coldest Jaeger in town, it reminds me of Alaska. So I wink instead of ask her. She flirts with me as I walk by. These college girls have no need to lie, and poets have so much to say. and both of us possess the need to get drunk and get laid. So Waldo, pour us up another drink, and I'll make another toast to make us think and sink into dirty barroom dreams my Jim Beam logic cannot convey. The hole in the wall makes me feel so fine. The hole in the wall has inspired these lines. The hole in the wall, no cover, anytime. The hole in the wall where I spend my dimes and find my dames. The hole in the wall is its name. The Austin Chronicle's sexiest bartenders remain at the hole in the wall. My casting call to debauchery. For my last poem, I'm going to do one that's known around town here. It's called The Greatest Poems of All. The greatest poems are never written down, but lonely and forgotten before a pen can be found. The greatest poems never find the ink in the time it takes you to think. Slowly, with time, they fade and face the guillotine of jilted poems and unrequited lovers, or glued to my own vague memory of what could have been. If only I'd had a pen and the recollection to keep repeating what it was I was trying to say. The greatest poems are women who pour dewars on the rocks down their bodies with a splash of water as I drink it off. The greatest poems lick the ink from the tip of my idea. The greatest poems of all get drunk from the bottle, straight, no chaser, no requiem for a dream, no teen queen Chinese angels on the silver screen, no Hollywood homecoming queens leaping side to side in ecstasy, or just beautiful girls who once gave me their phone numbers, or girls back in high school who kissed me and later became strippers, midnight sirens to madness, mad, drunker, barroom brawls, bras, panties, imported beer. The greatest poems of all, who put my drinks on their tab, and heavenly broads who brought me elixirs which I did drink down into myself, the likes of absinthe, sugar, laudanum, or I read the rhyme of the ancient mariner, mad at midnight, typing poems furiously towards glory or mayhem, or maybe for nothing at all, or maybe just for the greatest poems of all. So here to the greatest poems of all, to Bikini Contest, to Bikini Kill, to Bukowski, to Rimbaud and other roughnecks, to the people at Cedar Isle and to the Cedar Creek Lake rememberers who still remember all of the greatest poems of all. To Siberian Huskies named Marley who lived in Dallas, Texas with Dirty Phil and to Dirty Phil. To pain and pills and poems. To words that slide into lyrical oblivion. Sometimes these can be the greatest lines of all times. Dare I say, the better poems that can rise from poets here today. Like drunken ramblings, drunken one-nighters, far beyond driven, drunk drivers, and Dracula. No more drama, but more hot actresses. Sexy, angel, poetess, prostitutes, politics, to the Texas Outlaw Press, and to all of the greatest poems of all. To Polly, to Pam, to the paranormal, to the ghosts of the greatest poems of all. To the ghouls, to the grim reaper, to death and its poetic casting call for us all. I'd like to give a shout out to the gangsters of the ghettos of Grand Prairie, to the hypodermic hipsters of Plano who never made it, never got to hear the greatest poems of all. To poems that got kicked out of Magnolia for chunking salt shakers, fat jokes, plastic chairs, who never sweat the petty stuff but always pet the sweaty stuff from Shinola to Shangri-La, from 28th and San Gabriel to the angel Gabriel, from trumpets to cherubim, to these crazy, insane, hot American chicks who love poets, poems, and Palm Pilots, to an Austin poetry renaissance or to purgatory. How about another round of drinks to the greatest poems and poets of all? Thank y'all.